YouTube, welcome back to Maxwell Starr's beer review. Tonight, or today, whatever time of day you're watching, gonna take a look at Sol. Popular in Mexican restaurants the world over. You might see these in use in place of Corona Extra, Corona Light bottles for salt and pepper shakers. You've probably seen this logo before. If not, then I wonder what's wrong with you, or what's wrong with the people that sell beer in your area. Honestly, maybe they have taste. I don't know. Sol is similar to Corona Extra and similar to beers like Caribe Lager, which they're a Cerveza type of beer, a typically light lager of Mexican origin. That's I guess you could call it descended from the typical macro lager or your pilsners, in the sense that they are just a light beer, typically drank in warmer climates and reminiscent to a lot of people for what you drink when you're on vacation. You go down to warmer countries like Mexico or the Caribbean or what have you. Typically this is the kind of beer that you'd see down there, and which is why they're popular in like Mexican restaurants. So Cerveza Importada, or imported beer, is originally created in 1899, 4.5% ABV, very iconic bottle. Product of Mexico. What more can you really say about Sol? I think the big reason I'm taking a look at Sol right now. Ordinarily, I haven't really been focusing on a lot of the macro brews that are available around here. However, these ones just went on clearance at our NB liquor stores. This particular bottle is nowhere near expiring. They're popular amongst the crowd that drink like Corona Extra, Corona Light. It's just the fact that they got on clearance, so I wanted to make sure that I got myself a bottle before they were gone. And I'm glad I did. Managed to get the last 3 bottles over at the Lansdowne store over here in St. John, New Brunswick. So, anyway, Quebec gets a 10-cent refund. We only get 5. Return for refund where applicable. Best before, see bottleneck. 12th of July, or sorry, July 25th of 2012. So it's good for a while, this being March, day before St. Patrick's Day. Technically, it is St. Patrick's Day, so happy Irish Day, guys. Whatever. Probably not going to watch this on St. Patrick's Day, so whatever. Yeah. So pop the cap off here and take a look. Now I'm going to keep that cap because I'm not going to see very many of those. It's got the Sol logo on the top of it. Otherwise, it's like a light goldish hue to a tin cap. And very golden appearance. You can see it right through the bottle. Fizzed up when I opened it. I'm not getting any skunky funk aromas like I would expect to get off of a Cerveza, which is typical of what you would see in like a Corona Extra, which Corona Extra is like even new ones kind of usually come skunky. This one, I'm going to sniff. There's like a slight grassy aroma. Maybe a light fruitiness. Other than that, it's just like musty air. I'm not really picking up a lot of smell off of this one, which to me is a bit of a good thing when it comes to the Cerveza, because I'm not really expecting to get a lot of. I don't really want that skunky aroma piercing my nose. Like Corona Extra typically has got this weird skunky funk to it, and a lot of the Cerveza style beers. I don't think Caribe was so bad as that one, but this one, there's hardly anything coming off of this except for a light, very faint sweetness, grassy sweetness. Hope that carries into the taste. Let's get a taste. It does. Very faint, grassy sweetness. And that sweetness focuses itself in the front of the tongue. The beer almost seemingly disappears in the back, leaving a light sprinkle of wetness and some toasted grain notes. Very light, almost feather light. and quite carbonated. It's not bad. It's not a whole lot of flavor. But what flavor there is somewhat appealing. That's not bad. Very nice, light beer. It doesn't sit heavy. Easy to drink. Dry. Not perfectly dry, just mostly dry. Still leaves a little, like a sprinkle of wetness down your throat. But really, when it comes to drinking this in a warmer climate, you'd want this ice cold, and basically what you're enjoying is like 30-degree summer weather. Something almost unheard of here. Thinking of that in that kind of environment, yeah, grassy sweetness has almost got like a brown sugar or cane sugar kind of flavor to it. In that kind of environment, I'd really want something easy to drink, something nice and refreshing. And this is nice and refreshing. Sits light. Wow, that's not a bad cerveza at all. Now I'm going to sit down with this one for a bit and I'll come back with some thoughts. Be right back. And we're back with Cerveza Sol. So, what did I think about this particular one? Not bad. Very light beer. Very watery flavored beer, but not a very watery consistency beer. Like it finishes dry, finishes nice and refreshing. It's got this nice, I mean, it doesn't have a buttload of flavor or anything. It's almost to the point where it's flavorless, but it does have some flavor in the sense that it's very faint, very light, very refreshing. And no off tastes of any kind of really discernible adjuncts like corn or vegetables or rice or something like that. Just a nice, clean drinking oats and barley, or not oats, barley beer. It's actually really nice for a cerveza, and I gotta give it credit for that because I'm really impressed with this. And I'm actually kind of sad to see it go because of any Mexican cerveza or cerveza style beer that I've ever had, this has got to be one of the finest that I've ever had. And now that's not exactly saying much because cerveza is a mediocre style to begin with. If you're going in the world of craft beer, I mean, a cerveza doesn't compare with the likes of a Russian Imperial Stout or something like that. But they're completely two different beers. I mean, there's lots of beers out there I could recommend over top of like a cerveza or something like an Auction Kurla or Bogwood or Black Creek Porter, Steam Whistle Pilsner or something like that. But honestly, it makes me sad to see something like this go because it's a nice, light, sessionable, easy drinking beer. We're not going to be able to get any more. And the big thing about it is, like, if I were to be sitting on a beach somewhere in the Caribbean, this is probably the one I would want to pick. Screw Corona, Sol all the way. But hey, you want to say something?
I do. I hear you saying, why is Sol going away? You know, Sol's great. But have you bought any Sol up to this point?
I guess I just don't have Sol. And she's walking away.
Is this redundant again?
Is this redundant? Yes, you said when you're doing it twice. On both hands.
My feet too.
Your feet? Oh yeah, raise your middle toes. Let me see you do it.
I can't, it hurts.
Just kidding. I think you've had a few. I've had a few. Maybe I'm drunk. Yeah? Well, yeah, one of them was half a bottle of Russian Imperial Stout.
I do what I can.
I do what I can. And we're going to do it again tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, so for Sol, I guess it's going to have to be relegated to either being served in like Mexican restaurants or in salt and pepper shakers. Because there you go. Yeah. Honestly, when it comes to it, I mean, it's just a mediocre, light, very, very light lager, pale, light beer, whatever. Totally honest, though, it's one of the better ones. And as such, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. What would you give it?
Really, a 3.5 out of 5? Yeah. You think it's that high?
Okay. Well, I gave Moosehead's Cracked Canoe is 3.5 out of 5, and there's other light beers that I've given 3.5 out of 5 before, and I feel like this one actually deserves it when it comes to, like, say, comparing against Corona Light. Yeah. 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 This is way better than Corona.
If you want my opinion,
maybe it's just a
stop
personal
doing
opinion.
that.
If you want my opinion, stop doing that. If you want my opinion, shut up. Thank you, honey.
No, because I laugh too much.
And you snorted.
Anyway. What was it? That's like talking. Stop it. Stop.
I'm sorry.
Stop. I was just saying, like, I don't know if it deserves a 3.5. I would say a 3 at the highest.
Oh, that's high 3?
Yeah.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
I'm gonna go bowling.
You're gonna go bowling. We bowling?
With the Jesus.
What the hell? Big Lebowski up in here. Nobody fucks with you. Alright. Screw it, let's just go bowling, dude. Alright. Yeah, I'm still gonna stick with 3.5 out of 5. Maybe I'm just too easily impressed, and I was actually surprised to have a nice, good tasting beer out of Sol. So
It's surprising how much better it tastes than the salt shakers. You try to drink that full of salt. It tastes like salt.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, now it appears that New Brunswick's losing its soul.
We already lost it a long, long time ago.
Our government. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching Maxwell Starr's beer reviews.